Hello everyone, my name is Helga and you're on my anime channel. Today I'm filming a traditional video about Crunchyroll Anime Awards. My channel actually started with one 2 years ago, so I couldn't miss the voting this year either. I'll choose my votes based on my personal preferences and give you my predictions of possible winners. So without further ado, let's go! As usual, we'll leave the anime of the year for the end and start with the other sections, the first of which is Best Boy. Going with my heart, I'll choose Draken. I think it's kinda obvious at this moment that I like this character. However, Mikey has a much bigger fan base. In my Tokyo Revengers review, I was showing pictures of people who even got tattoos of him. So my prediction is that he will win in this category. As for the best girl, I will go with Lena because I can relate to the struggles of this character and I like her progression during the show. But I honestly don't know who will win in this category. I haven't seen Kami Can't Communicate, but I've heard a lot of people praising the show and this character specifically, so maybe they'll pick her. Now let's talk about the best protagonist. I have already seen that Aaron got into both the best protagonist and the best antagonist categories, but although I like the complexity and visual design of this character, I can't vote for him in either of these categories because it's like love-hate relationship for me that strives more towards hate, but not enough to call him an antagonist. So as for the best protagonist, I will choose Baji from Ranking of Kings. Talking about the best antagonist, I don't understand why they keep putting Echidna there for the second year in a row. For me, an antagonist is someone who goes against the main leads, and although Echidna is not a totally good character, I can't call her that at all. As for me, I'll go with Kisaki, but I think Eren actually has really good chances to win in both categories. The best fight scene is one of the hardest categories for me because I just never remember them. So I'll vote for the one that became somewhat memorable for me, and it is Eren's fight with Warhammer Titan. But from what I've heard from my husband, the first scene from Jujutsu Kaisen presented here was also quite strong. The best director is also a hard one, mostly because out of this list I have finished only two shows, which are Attack on Titan and Wonder Egg Priority. And as I need to choose between these two, I will probably go with Attack on Titan. I don't like where the plot of this anime is going, but if we need to judge it based solely on its directorial decisions, I think it was stronger in this aspect than Wonder Egg. It's just my opinion. But as for my prediction, I think Odd Taxi might get this one, based on what I've heard about it. I think a lot of you may get surprised, but I'll give the best animation to Mushoku Tensei. Yes, I'm not a big fan of this show, but that doesn't mean that I can't appreciate its advantages, and animation is definitely one of them. I'll give the best character design to Wonder Egg Priority. Talking about originality and art value, probably Ranking of Kings or Odd Taxi deserve it more. But I'll go here with my personal preference, as usual, and I loved the hairstyles and the clothing of the main characters of Wonder Egg Priority. I never really pay attention to the score when watching anime or other media, but I remember the music keeping me focused during some fight scenes of 86, so I'll give my vote to it here. Also, the ending themes of 86 were inserted right at the end of the episode before it actually finishes, if it makes sense. So I think they can be considered the part of the score, and I really loved the last one, the ending to the second core of the series. So I'll give it to that definitely because it delivers this atmosphere of despair and war and just gives me this feeling of unease, which is actually great because this is what the show wants to portray, definitely. Yay! As I was hoping, Yuki Aoi made it to this list with her performance of Kumiko. I think her performance in this series is phenomenal, and it's almost like a one-person show that totally relies on her acting skills, and God, she delivers. I also really enjoy the ending song performed by her, which in my opinion reflects the atmosphere of the show perfectly. I'll definitely vote for her because she was one of the main reasons why I enjoyed watching So I'm a Spider, So What. I think she's done outstanding work on this one and she deserves to win. I hope she wins. I don't watch anime dubbed in English, so this category would be left unvoted by me if the system allowed it. But as it doesn't, I will go with Toru from Fruits Basket because I have heard a lot of people praising her performance, so I'll take it at face value and vote for her. And note that I'm not one of those people who say that true anime fans only watch subtitled versions. It's just that I'm Russian and Russian dub is more preferable for me. Now to my favorite categories, which are the best opening and ending sequences. I love the opening of Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1, and I think it matches the story perfectly. However, I'm now practicing Cry Baby in my singing classes, and for me, this song is beyond competition. Here's also a short video of me singing it in karaoke, which I posted to my Instagram. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to my anime Instagram yet, follow the link in the description. And we're moving to the best ending sequence, which for me is Nai Nai from Shadow's House. I also like the ending from So I'm a Spider, So What, but I've already given Yuki Aoi the best Japanese voice performance, so here I'll go with Shadow's House. I want to give the best action to the Mugen Train, but I have only seen the movie and I don't think that I'm qualified enough to judge the series, which has some added material to it. And I don't think that One Direct Priority is pure action, so I would vote for either Attack on Titan or Vivi. I'm debating between these two, but I think I will choose Attack on Titan just because it was a little bit more dynamic for me than Vivi. Best comedy for me personally is Uramichi Onisan. The humor in it was right up my alley, so I found it to be hilarious. However, I understand that not everyone will be able to relate to this show, so probably something like Nagatoro will beat it. The best drama nominees are hard to choose from because 86 deserves it in terms of the themes that it brings up. But it didn't make me cry. And Your Eternity was vice versa, a little bit too over dramatic at parts. It wanted to make its viewer cry constantly, and I got a little bit tired of it. However, the last part of To Your Eternity, like the last crying arc, if we can say it like this, really got to me. I was crying, like ugly crying, when I saw it, so I'll pick it here in this category, although there were a lot of things about the show which I didn't like. Out of these ones, the best romance for me is definitely Horimiya, but if I could add my own nominee, I would add Tasho Maiden Fairy Tale, because it's the sweetest love story that I saw in 2021. I'll vote for Reign of Kings as the best fantasy because the author created a really unique fantasy world, unlike in most isekai shows. However, Mushoku Tensei has a bigger fan base, so probably it'll win in this one. I have only seen the Mugen Train out of all these films, but I think I can still vote for it because it was a good one, especially its first part. I actually have a full review of this movie on my channel, so you can check it out following the link in the description and hear all my thoughts about it. And we're now finally moving to the nominees for the Anime of the Year. Among them, there are 3 shows that I have seen, which are 86, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1, and Ranking of Kings, as well as 3 series that I haven't checked out, which are Odd Taxi, the second core of Jujutsu Kaisen, and Sonny Boy. I would really love to check out the Odd Taxi series now, though, because we have seen it in so many categories. But this particular category is actually the hardest for me because none of my favorite shows of 2021 are here. I enjoyed some aspects of 86, but in general it was kinda average for me. And I have very conflicting feelings about where the plot of Attack on Titan is going. Talking about Ranking of Kings, I haven't even included it in my end of the year tier list video because it's still airing. I understand that a lot of shows presented in these awards are still ongoing, but at least they have one of their seasons finished. And when I think about Ranking of Kings specifically, I'm still on the fence about it because, in my opinion, we won't be able to understand whether this show is really good or not until we understand the motivations of some characters. But it seems like I don't have other choice rather than vote for it, so I'll do it and hope that it will live up to my expectations. As for my prediction, I don't really know. I have no idea what show will win in this category, so I will be looking forward to watching the ceremony. Share your picks for each category in the comments below. It will be really interesting for me to find out what you have voted for. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and click the little bell icon to get all the notifications about when I post new videos. I hope to see you all soon. Bye!